Isabel Webster sat in her usual spot, a professional air about her as she welcomed viewers to another segment. The camera zoomed in, capturing every flicker of emotion, every raised eyebrow. Isabel leaned forward, his eyes locked onto his guest, Angela Levin, whose expression was a blend of determination and frustration. We now go to royal biographer Angela Levin this morning. Good morning, Angela. A little did we think when we spoke yesterday that this news about the king was imminent. Welcome to iStudio. Angela Levin, appearing on the screen, nodded solemnly. Yes, it was such a shock. I sort of cried yesterday. I thought it was such a terrible tragedy for him, even though he can recover and be strong and is very positive. It just seemed he's had such a lot in these last 4 years that, so many deaths in such a very difficult time with Harry that it would be, yet another low. But he's strong, and he will, do his best to stay firm and do what the doctor says, but also push himself forward a bit. Isabel's brow furrowed as she listened. Yeah, interesting choice of words. Do his best. I mean, those were the words we heard Queen Camilla using on public engagements last week when, we're told the royal couple already knew the diagnosis. Clearly, he is being, as the palace has said, wholly positive about it all and trying to channel his mother in the sense of being, free from panic in a crisis. Angela leaned in closer to the camera, a thoughtful expression crossing her face. Yes, that's right. It's interesting, isn't it? Because I thought that doing his best was, a difficult phrase to say. And I wondered why, because it should have been a little bit better, you know. And, I thought also the fact that he'd stayed in another night, meant that they were looking for something, and they found it. Isabel leaned forward, her curiosity evident. What will Charles find with Prince Harry? Do you think he will find with Prince Harry? Angela sighed, considering the question. Well, that's the point, isn't it? I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, this will be the repairing of their relationship, but I think, it's how Harry behaves that matters. He hasn't wanted to see his father unless he promised to apologize for not treating Meghan properly and for not giving him enough support. And it's also as if he's had a list of several hundred things that he goes back to his early childhood. So we will have to see. I think it's going to be very difficult for Harry, not the king, who's always loved him and always had a door open. But as far as, Harry is concerned, he's a very changed person. He's very hard and he's very determined, and he has to please Meghan. So it'll be very difficult for him between choosing, whether he does what she tells him to do and what he wants to do about his father. He was very, very close to his father when he was younger, far closer than William, who is now very close to his father. And it might just open something in his heart that will make him feel that he's very lucky to have a father like that and very grateful for all the things he's had. But on the other hand, he does have a very difficult wife, who runs their relationship. Isabel raised an eyebrow, her voice tinged with skepticism. Could it open a way back into the forefront of the royal family for Harry? Angela shook her head slowly. Well, there are lots of ifs, but it's actually dependent on what Meghan thinks, isn't it? I mean, she can't stand this country, and she does really dislike the royal family very much. So, he's going to have a difficult time. I think it will be, a real shock for him, and perhaps it shocks him into realizing that he's had a tremendously good life. But, the thing is that it's difficult to trust him. If you remember, after Prince Philip died, about 5-10 minutes after the funeral, he rushed up to his father and said, that he was not having enough money and he was not listening to him enough. And then his father said to both him and William, please, boys, don't make my final years a misery. That was alleged that he said, and Harry sold that to a TV program and earned some money. So we have to be very careful that he doesn't do something like this again, goes back home, and then says all the details of what he's had. And I hate to be so negative like this, but this is a very different Harry. It's a hard nut Harry now. Isabel nodded thoughtfully, acknowledging the complexity of the situation. Yeah, and lots of people feel once bitten and twice shy when it comes to Harry. What about his brother in all of this, Angela 11? Because, this is somebody who's estranged from his brother. He's lost his mother in tragic circumstances, recently lost his granny, who is one of the few who understood the responsibility he faces. One of his uncles is disgraced, and now his father and wife both unwell. He must be feeling incredibly lonely right now. Angela leaned back, her expression somber. Harry said to me when I was writing his biography, we couldn't be closer than we are. We trust each other totally. We are together. We have the most amazing relationship because we've had the same experiences, terrible, difficult experiences. But now that's not the case. And, William has got very used to Harry being, rude and unkind and actually also attacking his wife, very rudely. And, that would cut him through right to the core, even more than himself, because he loves her and knows what she's given up and how happy she's made him. And so I think it will be a very, very difficult time for William to actually manage all these things that he has to do. A wife that is recovering but we don't know what from, a father who has got this problem now, and a lot of work leaning on him. And I think that's very, very hard for him. And it depends, he doesn't want to have anything to do with Harry at the moment, and you can't blame him because he's been so rude and told untruths about both William and Catherine. And I don't know how you completely can change that. You run into each other's arms. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to completely turn over a relationship and forget all the past. I don't think people can do that. Isabel nodded, her voice gentle as she wrapped up the segment. Angela 11, fascinating listening to you. Thank you very much indeed for your analysis on the subject, and hopefully we'll speak again soon. Isabel and Angela paint a vivid picture of the royal family's current struggles. Their conversation is a reminder that no matter the status or privilege, everyone faces personal battles. What do you think lies ahead for the royals? How do you navigate such complex family dynamics? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. Remember to click the subscribe button and enable the bell icon as well as share and like the video for more in-depth stories like this. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video.